Vance claimed 1 million immigrants. Sorry, it's 10 million, right? Vance claimed 1 million immigrants have stormed the border. I did it again. You know, we should ask the people in North Carolina if it was cordial but tense. You know, like at the 8th grade soccer tournament. Fuck.
That's what I've said.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update, take 65. Vice presidential debate. The two people that might be the second most powerful people in the world slogged it out on Tuesday, and it was cordial but tense, like at the 8th grade soccer tournament, you know, when your real dad, the welder, met your stepdad, who now sells pre-owned Cadillacs and hates immigrants.
Fucking liar.
All right. I'll talk to my boss.
They're eating the dogs.
But let's go over who tried, who lied, and, well, who seems dead inside.
Bing, bing, bing.
Let's deal with Tim. Sure, I'll pick you up at the airport and help you move. Walls.
We are not going back.
After all his years in government, they nailed him to the walls. Turns out, in 1989, he said he was in China during the Tiananmen Square uprising, but he wasn't. He was in China right after that.
Got there that summer and misspoke on this, so
So that's what you got on him? He misstated where he was for a 3-day weekend in 1989. Do you know where you were 35 years ago? Yeah, come on. Come on, where were you 3 decades ago? Sorry, wrong. So I'm going to vote for the guy that has missed 43 votes out of the 43 votes in Congress this year alone. I'm going with the guy that said he made up stories about people eating dogs and cats 3 weeks ago.
If I have to,
But it wasn't just a meme.
Create stories, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana.
But you forgot where you were in 1989.
Nobody's asking for this crazy stuff.
What the hell were you thinking, loser?
This is not normal behavior.
So that's where they nailed Tim Walz. However, J.D. Vance lied like he was caught with a balloon full of heroin in his anal cavity while on meth hiking across the southern border. Lie number 1, people can't afford heat and AC because Kamala Harris unplugged the whole grid. Now I'm paraphrasing, he didn't exactly say that. But the truth is extreme seasonal temperatures are largely at fault. You know, it's called climate change.
I don't think science knows.
I know it doesn't exist. But we should ask the people in Florida and North Carolina if they've changed their minds on climate change and if it exists. So what it does is it drives up air conditioning usage, but renewable power generation over the last 4 years has been getting cheaper and more sustainable as sources come online. And domestic crude oil production is at record levels. We are kicking Russia and Saudi's ass in oil production every year since 2018. So Vance lied about energy. Walz said the Inflation Reduction Act created 200,000 jobs. Well, that's bullshit. It only created 171,000 in the first year. So it'll probably be, you know, more. Vance said we have the cleanest economy in the world. No, we're 34th. But he did word salad his reasoning. He said cleanest based on the amount of carbon emissions they're doing per unit of economic output. And then I think his eyebrow glitched because he's a fucking robot. What are you talking about? Vance claimed 25 million immigrants have stormed the border and are raping and pillaging, eating Labradors, and injecting fentanyl into aborted babies. Again, I'm paraphrasing, but he kind of said that. Nope, it turns out that of the 10 million encounters in the last 4 years, only 115,000 have any criminal record. In fact, the Biden-Harris administration have expelled 520,000 immigrants in the last 9 months and over 1.4 million since 2020. However, J.D. Vance did lie like he wasn't lying, even though he was, you know, lying. What else did they lie about? J.D. Vance lied about Trump saving the ACA. He said Trump saved Obamacare. In fact, 2.3 million people lost health care under Trump. Vance claimed he never said he wanted to ban abortion, except for the time he said he wanted a national abortion ban.
I never supported a national ban.
I certainly would like abortion to be legal nationally.
JD lied about abortion, killing babies after they were born. He lied about election problems in the 2020 election. But even though he lied, and he lied out his ass, he did do it with the confidence of a serial killer. And for dumb people in America, that's enough. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Yeah, man, in America, if you just lie with confidence, like you fucking know what you're talking to, people go, yeah, that must be it. You know, you have a Google thing, you could just go click it and look it up. No, he said it must be true. Now, why don't you go look it up? Because he's probably right. He ain't lying. He's only the scumbag that can't even do his job in Congress, but he wants a promotion. But I'm going to believe him anyway. Ah! Everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast with me as always. The lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
There could be one.
How do you think the introductions are even needed at this point? I guess we have new people.
Nope.
Yeah, we get like
But
4
I
or
like
5
it.
new people. Hey, 4
I
or
like-
5 new people.
I like our little...
Bob, Sally, Jan, Jerry, Harry.
I
Nice
like
to see
our
you.
Harry. A lot of Harrys. I like our
No,
little...
Jerry, Harry.
I like our little things that we do all the time. The way we start that Armageddon update and stuff.
Yep.
So
What's going on with you today?
I'm grumpy.
Why?
I don't know. I'm grumpy and anxiety filled, and I don't get it. You guys ever just be having a day where you're like, I just feel like things are, and nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. I feel like, I feel like Indiana Jones when he kind of heard the boulder and then he looked. And, like he heard it, was like, oh shit, what is that? And then he turned and then boulder.
Yeah.
Except there's no boulder. I'm just
Yeah, it's a
imagining
tombstone.
Whenever
Is what
I-
it-
When I feel like that, since we had Landmark and stuff, I used to let it run me, and now I will feel. I mean, I'll be at a 12, like motherfucker in traffic and stuff, and I'll actually stop and go, okay, why are you upset? And I'll trace it back throughout the day, and invariably, it's a bunch of the tiniest, stupidest things.
Yeah, that's what it is.
ever.
Oh, I guess that's
Usually
what it is.
frustration when I have to deal with a customer service helper.
Oh.
Or that's how
we
it
could
starts.
talk about that.
Well,
Jesus.
But
Sometimes-
also, he has a big birthday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
And you
Big
guys,
birthday.
you guys do customer service while you're driving in LA traffic. So you've got this double
Yeah.
and the day after a big
I was
birthday.
on the phone
Terrible.
with
So
Chase
you
Bank.
can't talk to Chase Bank
Over
after your
the
birthday.
Dumbest shit over one incident, one thing. There's some $800 charge got added on my debit card like at 12 a.m. in the morning. Like
Wayfair.
it wasn't us.
Somewhere he doesn't shop.
Yeah, and so I called the bank. I said, "Hey, man, I don't know if this is real or not, but it's an email that I got." Guy hangs up. Guy goes, "Okay, got it. I'm going to transfer you over to the thing." So I talked to that guy. Second, I'm on 2 guys. I've already given him my account number.
Yep.
Now, don't they have a computer screen they can just go send to the next guy?
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think how easy. We
Yeah.
live in a world
Yes.
where drones are flying. Like we live in a world where everything. Like I can pick up this phone. I can see where I am from fucking space.
Yep.
But you can't just go boom. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send all your info to the next guy, so you don't have to do this again.
Yeah.
4 different guys.
You got to retell the same story.
4.
My name. My phone.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
phone number, account number, please. Account number, please. Pin
Oh.
number, pin code, and I did that. So the second time I did it, I go. The guy goes, "It's not the fake email. Don't worry about it." I go, "What?" He goes, "No." He goes, "I don't see the number here." And I'm like, "Wait, it's a fake email. So okay, all right. So don't cancel my card then." He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. The guy you just talked to already canceled your debit card." And I was like, "But
It wasn't
I
a
didn't-
fake email. That guy was.
But
just
I didn't
dumb.
tell him. So then he goes, "Well, he goes, I'm going to hand you over to our fraud department." Okay, but I thought you said it wasn't a real email. Boom, click, thank you, click. What? Fuck.
No. Then he hung up on you. Then you got hung up on.
That was the 4th guy.
Oh, sorry.
Because
you actually went.
then I go to
hung up
I
on
go to
me?
the third guy, and the third guy say, "How you doing, fraud department?" I'm like, "Wait, I thought it wasn't fraud." He goes, "Well, give me your account number." So I give him my fucking account number. I give him a PIN number again. He goes, "Yeah, there was a charge, 807. That's not yours." I go, "No." He goes, "All right. Well, the good news is your card." I said, "Wait, so it wasn't fraud?"
Jesus fucking
I go,
Christ.
so it wasn't right. He goes, no, someone tried to actually use your card. He goes, so we canceled. We got a new card on the way. I go, okay, can I expedite that? Can I get that like overnight? Because we got to go on the road.
Yep.
And he goes, hold on. And he transfers me to another department. I'm in 4 departments.
The
and,
expedition.
With the shipping department.
and that guy, I go, hey, man, I want to know you to know something. I don't understand how the biggest bank in the world cannot get their shit together enough to not have me. Can I have your account number, please? Fuck.
The next time this happens to me, I'm calling Jason Statham.
That's
On
what
my
he,
fucking
John Wick,
mobile phone.
That's the
Liam
next.
Neeson.
That's the next John Wick movie.
Neeson.
He just goes through customer service. He goes to Bank of America, all the banks. He just hits all the fucking banks, customer service, American Express, and just shreds people.
Okay, so speaking of people not transferring your information over, you would think that in person it should happen like at a doctor's office, right?
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So I go to the doctor, and twice in the last month for the golf ball growing on my chest, again, as usual. And I go to the same oncology surgeon's office.
that you've gone to before.
Yep. And the lady, and they've got a big computer, they pull the little thing down and type on it, and they look at and you've filled
All
out
your-
things ad nauseum about your family
4
history.
to 5 times.
So do you have breast cancer in your family? And I go, well, yeah, it's
It's on
all
the
over that thing. It's my mom had it,
My.
and my mom, and how did that turn out? And I go, well, it's good. She survived it.
How did that turn out?
Great. So she's living. No, she's not living. Well, what'd she die of? Well, that's in that computer too. Pancreatic cancer. And then what do you think they do every fucking time I say pancreatic cancer?
You got to fill this out again.
Oh, that's a painful one. That's what she said to me.
Are you
Why would
kidding
you
me?
continue to keep talking?
I had to go get an ultrasound. Same thing. She's doing the thing on my chest, and she goes, "So your mom had breast cancer?" I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Did she survive that? How's she doing today?"
No,
Yes.
come on.
And I go, "Well, she's not living." And she goes, "Oh." She stops, and then she goes, "Well, what did she die of?" Pancreatic cancer. Oh, God. Oh, she suffered a lot.
God
That's
damn
what she
it.
said to me.
Can
And
I
was
please,
like-
can I please, to all you doctors, you know, they used to have a thing called bedside manner. You guys all fucking suck at it now. I have not met a doctor. I would say this, the guy who did one of your operations was great.
Oh, lady.
But
he was great.
But he
And
kind of
Dr.
lied
Carlson
about
was
the
great.
recovery.
He
You're not going to
100%
be, you're not going to be in a lot of pain. 3 days, you're going to be fine. She was in the worst pain I've ever, I was like,
You'll be back at work.
Yeah, don't give numbers.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Don't-
Vague it.
it's just vague the shit out of
nice
it.
it up, vague it up, and stop fucking asking
Yep.
questions. It's on the thing. If you would spend a second to look at it, you go, we probably shouldn't talk about the pancreatic cancer that killed her mom.
They're
But
basically
it's
saying,
all over my chart.
I
That is
know.
my chart. That's my whole chart.
And we have the worst healthcare system on the planet. People go, well, if we get rid of private healthcare, our healthcare system is going to suck. How bad could it be?
right,
Well,
how much
let me
worse?
say this. We've talked about this a lot lately. It took me almost 2 months. So golf ball, back to surgeon, new surgeon, my surgeon moved, new surgeon in her office won't see patients anymore until they see the PA first. So I go to new PA, still haven't met my new surgeon. New PA who asked me all those questions about my mom and ruins my life, refers me over, you need to get in immediately for a diagnostic mammogram and ultrasound. Great. I call. 2 months later, I get an appointment. I keep calling back to try and get sooner, saying the doctor said this is really serious. And the guy, it was September 25th was my appointment. And the guy goes, great. I put you on October 16th. That's after. That's not before.
Great, you're not getting that one.
Then I get there.
I've already changed it. So that's already been filled. Sorry. Now I can't put you back on the old one.
Then I've got to, I have to pay $497 or whatever, even though we have insurance, we have recently discovered the rate has been increased again. So for 2 people for crappy insurance,
insurance.
not even gold or platinum.
It's Blue Cross, right?
Blue Shield,
Blue Shield.
California.
It's the shittiest
Anthem, Blue
insurance.
Cross, Shield.
And guess what?
We pay for
It's the
everything.
best. It's all shitty.
Yeah. Oh, and universal health care, just too complicated. It's too complicated.
Oh,
Yeah, we got to go through all this
But
fucking shit.
Socialism.
only 32 out of 33 countries have figured out how to do universal health care. Guess what the one country is that hasn't figured out universal health care?
Cha-ching.
USA! USA!
We're number
USA!
one in healthcare debt.
Again, I'll say it again, and I know you guys are tired of me saying it, but healthcare is a basic human right. You cannot tell me that veteran on the street corner right here who's begging for change and talking to himself doesn't deserve to be treated as equally as we do, period, but especially specifically as it pertains to his healthcare.
But also, they should have on the tax form, they should have an area. Do you want to pay for defense? Do you want to pay for universal health care? Do you want to pay for roads and bridges?
Yeah, but with the numbers to say, we already have this much for defense.
Our defense budget is 10 times higher than any other country, actually the next 6 countries.
But also look at how much we pay for sick care and palliative care instead of health care.
Right.
Our government doesn't invest in health care. California does with Covered
they
California.
tried, the ACA, they tried, this is going to lead us into the debate brilliantly. They tried with the ACA and they had a thing if you didn't join, you paid a tax, so you paid in, so everyone got paid. So the Republicans who tried to kill the ACA, 52 times, 60, they tried to vote it down 52 times. When Trump came in, he tried to kill it. The Supreme Court said you can't kill it, but they did say that the tax you have to pay if you don't join, the $200 or $300 a year you have to pay if you don't join, was unconstitutional. It was a tax. So they stopped it. So now you have to be in Obamacare, but you don't have to be in Obamacare. J.D. Vance with the biggest balls I believe I've seen on a lying ass motherfucker ever, said that Trump fixed Obamacare. He said he fixed it. He fixed ACA. Just want you guys to know, 2.3 million people were taken off insurance when Trump was president. 2.3 million people lost their health insurance under Trump. So this guy lied left and right. As I said in the Armageddon update, he lied about, and they busted. Now I want to talk about this because everyone's talking about, Tim Walz, he said he was in Tiananmen Square. He was in China during the Tiananmen Square protests, and he turns out he was in Nebraska. He didn't get there till like a week and a half later. And I'm like, when was that? He go, 1989. I go, okay, wait.
Right.
So we busted the guy on 35 years ago. He said some shit that he may have forgotten. Tell me where you were 35 years ago, Ray. Where were you 35 years ago? 3, 2, and you're on a debate. Go.
Right now?
Go. Yeah. Tell me where you were 35 years ago.
I was
3,
in
2,
6th grade.
1.
You were not in Tiananmen Square.
No.
You were not.
Liar.
Yeah. You don't know you were in 6th grade. You were probably at recess.
I
You
might
said
have
you
been
were
in 7th grade.
See, exactly.
No, 8. Maybe
So
8.
so then they go Tim Walz. I want to go over Tim Walz's lies. So 35 years ago, he said he was in Tiananmen Square. He was in China during it. He showed up like 2 weeks later and was there during the big protest. He wasn't there during the fucking guy standing in front of the tank, but he was there during when China was coming apart.
But he really had a total moment of freezing.
Do you know why? Because he's too honest. He is so.
I thought that too. He's not slick.
He's not slick, and he doesn't like JD. Just kept lying and just kept rolling
Because he's a fucking sociopath.
he's a pre-owned Cadillac salesman. He's a fucking pre-owned luxury
Here's one
vehicle.
of my favorite, as it pertains to healthcare and the drug industry. Guyliner said, so many of the drugs, the pharmaceuticals that we put in the bodies of our children are manufactured by nations that hate us. And this has to stop. We're not going to stop by listening to experts.
Who said this?
JD Guyliner.
You call him Guyliner.
We're not going to stop by listening to experts. We're going to stop it by listening to common sense wisdom, which is what Donald Trump governed on.
Yeah, he did.
Common
no
did.
shit. He did not listen to experts.
Wisdom.
That's for sure. No experts, no facts.
wisdom. Common sense.
Science doesn't
Wisdom.
know. Science doesn't
Science.
know.
He said it. I don't think
Hoy.
I don't think science knows.
Hoy.
About climate change? Why don't we ask the people, as I said in the Armageddon update, in Florida and North Carolina, if they believe in climate change?
Yeah, when their house is floating down the fucking street.
Yeah, they
Let's
can't.
ask them.
Yeah, well, they can't ask them now because there's no power or
Yeah,
water.
you can't
But when
contact them.
if they survive
When
this,
they get airlifted.
I'm to the point now. So here's the other thing. Walz, they busted him on. So he said that the Inflation Reduction Act and the Infrastructure Act has added, or was one of the acts have added 200,000 jobs. And they're like, whoa, fact check. It's only added in the first year 171,000 jobs in the first year. So I'm like, okay. So maybe he was projecting, but that's okay. So those are the two things. You busted on a sentence he said about something that happened 35 years ago, and that he's off by 30,000, and they've still added 171,000. Okay. JD Vance. Now, by the way, Tim Walz. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. Yeah, liar. JD Vance said that Trump.
I have a lot of.
Good. Go through it. We can go through it.
So as it pertains to healthcare, which is what we were talking about, Vance tried to give Trump credit for Obamacare or the ACA, even though Trump tried repeatedly 50 plus times to kill the law. After years of defeat, he allowed some changes to be made. Here's the direct quote. I think you could make a really good argument that it salvaged Obamacare, meaning Trump's presidency.
2.3 million people got taken off.
Which was doing disastrously until Donald Trump came along.
It was kicking ass.
So now they're giving Donald Trump credit for Obamacare.
And he came into office saying he wanted to kill it and come up with a new plan every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. For
now
2 weeks.
Trump says he wants to replace the ACA, and he
Yep.
has concepts of a plan. Still has yet to release specifics, and that debate was several weeks ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Vance
He's been saying
said-
this for 8 years.
I know that. I know. Right. He was already president.
It wasn't
bro.
just 2 weeks ago he got on it.
Yeah.
8 years. the
During
motherfucker-
his presidency, he had Kayleigh McEnany hold a folder thing this big
It was a
with blank
binder that was
paper on a news show. And then when they wanted to see it, she wouldn't show it because it was blank paper, which
This
they
is our
saw
plan.
later.
It was comically big. It was worse than an SNL sketch because it was hacky. And and at one point there was a
like a Sharpie.
It
on
still
a
had like
map.
Staples logos on it, like just stacks of reams.
It was still in the paper, but it's still in the wrapping. So at one point she flipped it open, and there's screenshots of it where there's nothing on the pages. There's literally nothing written on the pages. So he hasn't had a plan. He's got a concept of a plan. I don't even think he has a concept of concept, frankly.
So when questioned about him saying that, I'm still on that. JD Vance said it would be silly to talk about a new proposal at a debate. Quote, "You're not going to propose a 900-page bill standing on a debate stage. It would just bore everybody to tears, and it wouldn't actually mean anything because part of this is the give and take of bipartisan negotiation."
Wow. So you know what it is? It's still what? All over the place.
He's just better
Trump.
at it.
He's just better at making his bullshit sound like it means something. Oh my God. That's what he said. That was, I didn't hear a lot of...
He's more dangerous than Trump in the way he is a more polished sort of...
This pre-owned
He's
Cadillac,
actually intelligent.
Listen, this pre-owned Cadillac...
And
only-
educated.
This pre-owned Cadillac only has 323,000 miles on it, and you know American cars, they go forever.
Yeah.
It's not like them Japanese shit boxes that only go 15, 20,000 miles and break down.
We're going to get you the underspray.
Yeah, these pre-owned... And the undercoating is very, very good. And this car, by the way, is owned by a little old lady who died. Not in the car. She got out before, and she only drove at 380,000.
She drove it right to the dealership.
Here's another. It's really rich for Democratic leaders to say that Donald Trump is a unique threat to democracy when he peacefully gave over power on January 20th, as we have done for 250 years.
I'm sorry. How do you actually? So this is the Orwellian part of it. We sat there all day panicking, watching it on television. We watched people. I was going, oh shit, we got to get a bug out bag. We got to go to the cabin. Oh shit, I was freaking out, and we watched cops get hit with barriers. They got beaten with American flags. Peaceful hang Mike Pence,
which is why Mike Pence wasn't on that debate stage.
Peaceful It was so peaceful that the guy that he was running with won't even said he doesn't deserve to be president and says that he should never be president.
Voting for him.
Anyone won't vote for him. What the fuck? Donald, a peaceful transfer of power. How the fuck do you... And the funny thing is I watched him and I thought, you are just... The difference between him and Trump is Trump gets mad when he's lying. Trump has tells. J.D. Vance doesn't have any tells.
Yes, exactly.
He just goes,
like a
we had a
robot.
total peaceful transfer of power. But isn't Biden in the
And
Oval Office?
right after that, he said things like, "And I hope we win. But if we don't, I'll shake Tim Walz's hand tonight. And if he wins, and I'll help him any way I can because America first." I mean, he's like so like.
Yes, totally.
But
It's
also,
fucking
let's be
sleazy.
clear, J.D. Vance has, of the last 43 votes in Congress, J.D. Vance has missed every single one.
Here's the problem with these fucking debates. They need to, the fact checking has to, just fucking has to happen in real time on the screen.
This was a rule, right? So what happened was Trump was pissed off at the last debate because they kept fact checking him. She would go, "Stop, that's not true. There is no one eating pets in Springfield."
Right.
The mayor and the CDC, everybody has come out and said there's no reports of eating pets. So in this debate, one of the rules was they couldn't fact check. In fact, at one point, she fact checks J.D. Vance. He goes, "Oh, I thought the rules were you weren't going to fact check me."
Yeah, I heard
What?
I didn't hear say, wait a second.
So you wait.
Don't call me
I'm
out. I'm
lying,
lying. Don't call me
asshole.
out.
I'm lying. Don't interrupt me while I'm lying. Please do not interrupt me while I'm lying. The rules are I'm supposed to be able to lie freely and not be able to be stopped. This is bullshit.
He also answered, which he asked a question, and he just goes, "Let's not talk about that." And then he just went on to another answer. What the fuck?
Yeah, he said something. It was something about No, Tim Walz goes. Do you still believe the election was rigged? Do you still believe the election was rigged and that Trump won? We don't need to talk about that. He goes, how about Kamala Harris? Did she try to censor people who want to put misinformation on the internet? So there's a thing now. He said it's our First Amendment right to be able to put misinformation on the internet. He said it. It's a free speech issue. And Walls goes, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater.
Yeah.
And then J.D. Vance said some other shit. The problem was he said it in such measured tones and he was very clear about what he was saying. And it really didn't matter about anything he said because what he said had nothing to do with anything that anybody was talking about. Yet it felt like he was actually talking about something when he actually was talking about zero. The number zero, by the way, is nothing. And that's what J.D. Vance talked about.
He actually said, Margaret, the rules were that you were not going to fact check. And since you're now fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on. And all she said was, just to clarify, Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian immigrants, but they have legal status, temporary protected status. So they're not there illegally. It's not true. Mm-hmm. Their hospitals aren't overrun. And then they had to cut both their mics. She actually said, the audience can't hear you now because your mics are cut.
I thought they did a great job because...
What'd she say? But thank you for stating...
the legal procedure.
And the Walls goes, that was a law written in 1990. And like it was so... But it was moving so fast. And I thought Tim Walls...
So now Trump is attacking CBS about that.
CBS. Here's the great thing about Trump. It's ABC's fault. It's CBS's fault. He said Fox talks from the economic numbers. He didn't like him. He's like, Fox shouldn't be able to talk about me anymore. Anybody, you ever notice, you know what? People keep talking, oh, he's a strong man. He's a pussy. You have a guy that never has once said it was my fault. I should have done this better. Yep. They asked him in interviews before. Remember when they said, they go, well, what would you, if you could, what would you fix in your presidency? He goes, nothing. It's perfect. As they're stacking bodies in refrigerator trucks, he's like, I don't think I would change anything.
Even if there hadn't been a pandemic,
he's still
anyone that you ask about their performance at any moment, let alone a 4-year span of their lives, you're going to have some things that you wish you had done differently. You could ask me, what would you do differently about the surprise birthday party you threw me? And that was a moment in time. And I could sit here and we could finish this podcast by me saying, here's what I would have done differently.
Yeah.
Here's what I wish I had done.
But even let's say you don't believe it. Sorry to interrupt. Let's say you go, you know what? I'm not perfect. I'm sure there's some things if I spent some time that I could find that I could have done better.
Yeah, that's the question. That the effort is to, hey, in hindsight, what could be better? Right. What could you have done to improve it? Because there's always something you can find.
Because that seems human.
Yeah. Don't you want to improve things?
It seems like you're
progress?
A smart guy. Yeah, right. Smart people go, I could have done better.
I think one of the best things was, though, that they shook hands. They were cordial to each other the whole time. They were friendly. They didn't personally attack each other or their families.
Right.
He didn't bring up the guy liner or his wife or the trans friend. Walls, didn't bring, and vice versa. He didn't bring up tampons in boys' bathroom. I mean, it was like they talked about issues. And then at the end, they shook hands again off mic and stood and talked, laughing to each other as their wives joined them. And I was like, oh, this is like the Mitt Romney.
It was weird. Yeah. Like here's the thing: we're so used to this psychopath getting up and talking shit and saying crazy, insane. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets. We're used to that now. And the problem is, like, it was such a breath of fresh air. It was like taking a sip of like lemonade on a hot day. I was like, what is going on? I kept waiting for. I was like, oh, I'm not. Oh,
Actually, I started watching with my niece before you came home, and she had gone into the gym to roll her back. She was in the Marine Corps and she's messed up, and she kept going, I gotta go roll my back. And I am holding the baby, and the debate has started. And all of a sudden I'm yelling at the TV, go Walls, come on Walls. And I hear from across the house, did it start? And she comes running in, right? Because we know it's going to be a shit show and we got to, and like about 10 minutes into it, I noticed we both had quit watching. We were like talking about an outfit somebody wore on Saturday.
But that's the sad thing is we bred in carnivals. I mean, what the Greeks said, how do you control the people bred in carnivals? Yes. And Trump is a fucking carnival. He's a car wreck.
You could definitely control me with bread.
It's true.
Not carnivals with bread.
It seems like it was a counter. It was because of the insanity of the Harris-Trump debate that was so recent and just a fucking craziness that all Vance had to do was just don't be weird.
He
don't
knew
be
that.
Weird. Don't be weird.
That's what they sent him in to do. What was interesting was that he said, I don't need debate prep to win. He knows he's intelligent. He knows he's slick. I'm going to give you an example of how slick he is. Tim Walz was apparently very nervous because he told Kamala, I don't debate well, which is a different kind of skill. It's being able to like rapid fire, in the moment.
Dodge.
It doesn't mean he's not a great leader.
Yeah.
But what he did
here's
do,
an example. Tim Walz tried to nail Vance down, and he said, did Trump lose the 2020 election? This is exactly what you just did. And he said, Tim, I'm focused on the future. That was his answer. And Walz goes, that's a damning non-answer. And finally pushes him. And Vance says, on January 6th, what happened, Tim? Joe Biden became president and Donald Trump left the White House. End of story.
Well, it's actually January 20th. It was a peaceful transfer of power. And again, can we go to the fucking tape? Can we go to the bear spray?
We got to
and
fight
the guy's
like
dying,
hell.
and the guy in the door screaming, and the what's her face getting shot, and
The officer died.
Yeah, the officer died. Like, what are you guys talking
Well,
about?
Wells said that. He said he wouldn't let it go. And they go on. And then he goes, he lost this election and then said he didn't. 140 police officers beaten at the Capitol, some with the American flag, and several later died. The democracy is bigger than winning an election. And here we are 4 years later in the same boat. The winner needs to be the winner. This has got to stop. You're tearing our country apart.
Nice.
And I thought, all right,
There you go. There's
come
Tim
on,
Walz.
Uncle Tim.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. So let's say Tim wasn't as exciting on the mic, and he wasn't crazy. He was really well thought out and very mellow. Like you had the crazy uncle, and then you had the uncle that was like, hey,
sitting
Michael,
in the
Michael,
easy
calm
chair.
down. Yeah, Michael, calm down. Then you have the calm uncle. So he was the calm uncle. But when the mic went out, he fixed it on his own. So like Tim Walz actually
And built a car behind him. And
he actually did.
Hold on, let me get my tools out of my tool belt. I always wear them under my suit jacket.
He's got a Leatherman on his belt. Hold on, to fix it. Okay, he's good.
tape measure to
But
measure.
he's like, the podium was rocking a little bit. So now it's balanced. It's totally balanced right now.
Speaking of tools, this episode brought to you by Lumen. This freaking thing that we freaking love, and I am convincing my friends to buy it. So we have a little story about this. So Lumen, do you guys want to first talk about what it is? Because we're all using
We're all
it, and
using
now
it.
our friends are too.
I am down. I'm still down. I'm holding my weight down about 7-8 pounds right now, and
Nice.
I'm back on my thing because I got a little off. I had birthday stuff.
So it's the world's first handheld metabolic coach.
So you guys know, you ever see on those things like Rocky
it
IV,
measures your
when
metabolism
the guy's
through your
running and
breath.
he's got the mask and he's got the tubes? Well, they've actually now come up with the technology where it's, and as a friend of ours called it.
Well, let's get to that.
So
Not
anyway,
there yet.
you blow through this thing, and the technology is so good now that you can blow through it. It measures whatever it measures, and it tells you what you need, how much, what your body's
It
burning,
measures
carbs,
your
fat.
metabolism through your breath is
Right.
what it's doing.
Right.
You have an app, a Lumen app you put on there, and you just open that up and it does the rest. It tells you what to do. It tells you if you're burning fat or carbs, and then gives you tailored guidance for each day. It'll tell you how many grams of carbs, how many grams of protein, how many fat grams you have a day.
You have to enter your food.
It also helps improve your nutrition, your workouts, your sleep, even with stress management. Yes, but you have to enter what you're eating and
But
be
that's so
honest.
easy.
But now they keep updating the app. Have you seen
Yes.
now? So already it'll scan barcodes, but have you seen now that you can just take a picture of your plate, scan your plate, and it'll then.
Oh shit!
You, can take
You
a picture.
haven't seen
I
that
did a
yet?
I haven't
I'll
seen
show
that
you.
yet.
We did one of our other sponsors. We had burgers one night, and I took a picture because I couldn't find it. I took a picture of it. And it was like, you had this. It was like the
Does it
onions
need
were on it.
a scale next to it to see that is a massive like burger?
I don't
or-
know, man.
It scans it, and then you can check it to
Yeah,
see if
Yeah,
that's.
it'll give you a list of stuff, and then you click on it. And so
So all you have to do is breathe into it the first thing in the morning. That's the most important measurement in
Fat
my
burn this
mind,
morning.
because then it plans your day for you.
I was at 2 this morning. Thank you.
Nice.
It was such like we compete not with each other but with ourselves. You
Mm-hmm.
can hear him across the house. I blew a 3, damn it. It's like he told me I've got to stop saying I blew a 3. I'm not allowed. So I talked to Shauna, one of my best friends, Tony Horton's wife. I told her about it and she goes, "What is this?" And
P90X
Tony
guy.
Horton is the P90X guy. He's the fitness guru. And she buys it while we're on the phone because I tell her how much weight each of us has lost.
Yeah.
So at the party Saturday night, they were there and she's 2 weeks in and she's starting to see a change. And Tony, I talked to them on the phone the next day. He went and worked out with Tony. Tony's bragging on him, how he looks, how much stronger he is, his energy, but the weight loss, which none of us had before this. I could not lose a pound. And then he goes, Rach, you're not so bad yourself either. He goes, how much weight have you lost? I said, 10 pounds. He goes, you look ripped. And I said, well, I was always ripped. I just had fat on top of that. So he's really bragging on how we look. And he goes, how did you do it? Was it just breathing into your little fitness kazoo?
But he said, I hated him because it's perfect. The fitness kazoo. They should have named it the fitness kazoo.
Please add sound to it when we do it.
That would be great.
Or like one of those roll-out birthday things.
Made us laugh. Shauna, he left the room, and Shauna, I said, I hate him. And she goes, I do too. But it's already working for Shauna now. Our friend Kate in Chicago, I think, has lost 8 pounds. I mean, it is the first thing in 10 years that has made a difference for me. I highly recommend this.
What it has really done is, look, guys, you're shooting in the dark most of the time with the diet. You're not, it's changed not just what I eat or how I eat. I'm aware, the pumpkin spice latte, it's the season. 16 ouncer, 52 grams of carbs. And I'm like,
can't afford that. Sorry.
And here's the thing. I do, but then I have to cut everything else out. Like, it keeps you on track of what your macros are in a way that, and I will tell you this, I'm not hungry. Have you noticed that?
So Shauna said that. She's just tipped over, and she goes, first 2 weeks, I was so hungry. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. She goes, now I'm not hungry.
Yeah, you don't notice it.
Because it gives you fat too. It gives you fat. And then sometimes give you like, I got 180 grams of carbs today with my workout. And I'm like, that's too many carbs.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, but here's what I did. So, okay, I've been following it. I've been good. Followed it. And I had 160 grams one day. And I was like, I feel full. I am packed today.
Yeah.
I was down 2 pounds the next day. So carbs aren't bad. Fat isn't bad. Carbs aren't good. Fat's not good.
You learn that, yeah.
And you're learning that you
need them at different times.
Yes.
And your body, it's training your body to be able to burn fat or carbs at the optimal time that you need to be doing that.
Like when I'm working out.
It's taken me so long to trust it because the first numbers, I was like, get the fuck out of here. You're full of shit.
Yeah, I thought I lost one. I had to buy a second one, and I got it, and I was like, this one's broken. And then and then after about a week, because I was off because we were on the road, and it's really weird as we noticed that when we traveled and we ate badly, that all the numbers changed, and I was like, oh wow, this is
when we came off the road this time, our numbers got.
So I'm sorry we're talking about this product. By the way, we're talking about this product like we're not getting paid advertising. That's how good this product is, guys. If you want to figure out what you're really doing
and it's improving your metabolic health, which then translates into better, stress management, better sleep, better weight management, where you're not spiking, but you're actually just holding in an area that you always wanted to be in.
And it's adjusting your metabolism so it constantly gets into optimal burn time.
Yep.
And so
So if you want to take your next step in improving your health, go to lumen.me/Titus. You'll get 15% off of your Lumen. That's lumen.me/Titus, and you'll get 15% off of your purchase. Thank you, Lumen, because we are in love.
That was too long of an ad, but we're all using it.
Yeah,
we're all really using it.
I forgot we were doing an ad.
I think that's what happened. We were actually just bantering about something we love and not. Yes, you guys try it. Tell us what you think. It's insane.
It's the only thing over. I've been 195 for 10 years. More than that. I was 185 when I was in high school. I am now at one. I've gone to 188. Today after I ate, I was 190.
Yeah, so same.
I've lost 7 pounds. I was 190. I would go up to 195 was my low normal weight.
Yeah.
And I'd go to 197, 195, 194, 197.
This thing will get you past that wall. You're going to hit a wall of like, you can count your macros. You can hit the gym all the time. Get everything you think is right.
Yeah.
But you don't know it's right because you don't fucking take your blood every day.
Right. And also, like, you're not burning calories. Like, so let's say, like, I work out, so now I'm to this place now where, like, I never used to do this. I eat something before I work out now, because your body will, if it doesn't have something to burn, it'll start to burn stuff you don't want it to burn. Yeah. So you're not helping your muscle growth. You're actually, so I'm now, it's going to burn carbs while I'm working out so I can add to my muscles. I'm excited about this.
We are too. And actually Tony was too. He's Tony saying Horton, he might have to get a fitness kazoo. So
the fitness kazoo.
such an asshole.
The world's first fitness
Me
casino.
and Titus go back and forth. Like
Mhm.
one day, Titus showed up for their Sunday workout, and he called his pants workout trousers.
And we would just go back.
So
He was-
now tell
Happy
what.
birthday.
Then the one that Tony's still pissed about.
so Tony's got these two. We do a ninja workout on Sunday.
The Uber.
Oh my God, Tony's a good guy, and he's harsh. He's cutting like all the time. Shows up to a thing we did, and he's wearing all dressed in Barbados, looking great. Except he's got a cravat on. He's got this thing tied around his neck.
So we went to Barbados, and the young girl dressed him,
And
he had a
as
knotted
an older
kerchief
man, he
around
bought
his
it.
neck.
He bought the bullshit. So he shows up, and I go, wow. Was your Uber a gondola? And his eyes got like this big because he knew the great thing about Tony. If you get him, he's like, oh,
But you're going to be gotten back.
yeah. He waited, and
Yeah.
then he took it off. So like 10 minutes later, it was gone. I'm like, what happened? He was like, yeah, I'm never putting that thing on again. And so this week we were doing an exercise, and he's got these two rolling things, these platforms, right? So you do instead of push-ups, you're doing push-ups like this. You do one arm, and this arm goes way out, so you're stretching, and then you do a push-up, and then this arm
So
goes
you're basically doing single arm ab rolled with
on
push-ups.
rollers,
the towel?
and you have to
Oh, so- yeah.
control it. And the rollers are really nice. It's like these big giant like urethane wheels and stuff. And so we're doing it, and we're like, and I go, man, because he always has a name for the thing. What he calls it, I don't know what to call these. And I go, how about Heil Fiddlers?
I love it.
And he's like, I hate you, man.
Puns. I love it.
So the world is kind of exploding right now.
It's actually literally exploding. Not kind of. It's
Literally.
actually literally exploding. Iran
So-
has attacked Israel.
Iran has now attacked Israel, but prior to that, Israel began a ground offensive in Lebanon. Against Hezbollah, but they've now moved into Lebanon.
Everybody
in
get their
response
Bibles
to
and
that.
open to
Yeah.
Revelations. Everybody get their
Page-
Bibles open to Revelations.
Page 1922.
Yeah, it's
After they did that, Iran box Hezbollah. So now Iran is sending missiles to Israel, which you said the Iron Dome could not possibly stop
I watched
all
it.
of.
Some of the things we're getting through. I will say this:
It's terrifying.
Sending sounded like they're just shipping them. They're launching.
They're
Let's say
launching,
like,
sending
they're-
missiles.
Here you go.
They're just giving them
Ding
some
dong.
missiles.
They're
No, I
lobbying.
left a missile on the front door. Sorry, I took a picture. So
They're
everybody
lobbying.
at Amazon knows.
They had a guy on the news today from Israel, and I found that it was, I'm saying it was hard to listen to, not because of anything other than he sounds exactly like an old
landlord.
dickhead landlord that we had named Avi, who is an Israeli Jew. And Avi,
It's evil.
yeah, he's a horrible man. And he's the only man I've ever known with beard dandruff. And that used to fascinate me, that he would wear black t-shirts but have beard dandruff.
And he was also like 410 pounds.
He was
like
large.
massive.
He was very mean and awful and a liar and charges you money for things that you didn't. So that's the only reason why I had to turn the news off today, was because of Avi. Avi still haunts me.
Right, the voice. Okay,
It's a
got
haunt.
Voice.
If you've seen The Bear, it's a haunt.
So here's what people don't quite understand what's going on. I was watching the TV yesterday, and I was watching the missiles go in, and I was thinking, for how many wars that we've been involved in, we just sat at home and watched it while our sons and daughters went there, and our relatives went there and fought it, and we heard about it secondhand. It could happen here. Like, people don't get that. Like, there's people right now in Israel, which is living in peace up until last October, is now not living in peace anymore. Missiles are coming in, bombs are coming in. Imagine people, you're in your house and all of a sudden you're like, we have to go. Why? Because, well, there's 1,000-pound bombs coming in, and they've blown up our
Same
neighbor.
with people in Gaza.
Our neighbor's dead. Our neighbors, and same with people in Gaza. Like, everybody, we are so
shielded or
blessed in a
yes.
way, because to attack us, first of all, no one wants to attack us, because again, the other side of spending 10 times more than any other nation on weapons is that we got 10 times more than other nations of weapons, and we got stuff that, we have some people inside. We have stuff that they can't tell you what it is. But this is what I was told by the relatives that know. Can't tell you what it is, but we're not going to get us.
The last time, the last two times we got attacked. The last time we got attacked, we spent 20 years on revenge in the Middle East. And then
and they had to infiltrate and use one of our commercial airplanes to do that. Assuming you're talking about 9/11.
Yes.
Because they were not able to
They can't, yeah.
send, launch. What do you want me
So
to
what
say?
people don't quite understand about this conflict is that all this has to do is Iran's already involved. Now, okay, Iran's involved now. Iran is allies with Putin. Iran is allies with Putin. Putin's allies with China. Putin's allies
Saudi.
with China and Saudi.
North
Well,
Korea.
Saudi's playing a weird game because Saudi's also with us too. They need us for the oil. So then you got North Korea. So
Turkey.
I think Saudi and China have two issues. We give them too much money, and I think that might have
Which is so strange.
that might weigh. Well, oil. We buy a lot of oil.
So the Hezbollah chief Hassan, how do you say his
Got
last-
killed.
Nasrallah. He is I guess someone who has created a lot of chaos and
Yes,
death
he's
for
a
a lot of innocent people.
He hits a terrorist group. Yes.
But he's known for that. It's kind of like how I don't mean he's known for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like his name was well known to people in Israel, right? Like how we all know Osama bin Laden because this guy has been at this for a really long time. So they killed him, and that's how Iran then got involved. They also killed the Hamas political leader as well. So now Prime Minister Netanyahu has said Iran will pay. That's his direct quote. As fears grow wider of an all-out war, obviously, which is what we're talking about, Iran's military chief responded and said that they will begin broader strikes if Israel tries to respond. Biden has now come out and said he does not support a potential Israeli attack on Iranian nuclear sites.
This is here's another big lie.
There's the word nuclear.
Yes, not nuclear.
Which Tim Walz said last night.
I know. He said that. I'm like, oh, Tim, damn it. He said nuclear,
Yeah, he did,
nuclear
nuclear.
twice.
He's your uncle, man. He's your uncle.
Yeah, totally. The JD Vance, we should probably look this up. This is another blatant lie. He said that the Biden administration gave $11 billion.
Oh, no. 100.
To-
No. He said
100. Oh,
$100 billion
Okay,
to
yeah,
Iran. I looked it
That's
up.
not what happened.
It's not true. What happened was we transferred, it was 6 to 8 billion to Qatar. That money is now has
but
to
wait,
be used.
say what the money was originally.
Their money. It was actually
their money. We
seized-
froze it. Yeah.
We seized. Listen, it was 8 to 10 billion. We seized $10 billion from Iran. They didn't get a dime of interest. Then the deal was we sent it back to Qatar. Qatar is now managing that money, and it only has to go to people that need humanitarian aid in Iran.
Yes.
So that's what happened.
But as
so we were
what
like, you can't have your
always
money back.
happens
Alex.
with the Republicans,
Yep.
they hear one thing. We just gave Hamas $10 billion, and
Shut
then they
up, yeah.
stop and never do the.
Yeah.
I want to argue with relatives on Instagram, and I've just given up.
But I'll tell you what,
because-
they knew what freaking computer shop they dropped the address of the computer shop they dropped Hunter Biden's fucking laptop on. They knew exactly which the hooker's name. It's so funny.
Is that the
They'll do
address
research.
that they sent it from UPS to Tucker in
Supposedly,
DC?
it went to 4 different computer shops or whatever, and then
Uh-huh.
Tucker Carlson got it sent. You said it had it sent. The documents of the computer sent UPS, and they got lost in the mail.
You know, because
So the most important
the
documents
linchpin of your entire
I'm gonna
campaign.
throw 'em in the mail.
Yeah. Just get it's not even it's
I'm already
DHL. It's not even
overweight.
UPS. It's DHL.
do you know how much overweight fees are for luggage right now?
I cannot.
My carry-on is
This file
to the
folder
brim.
will not fit. This peachy folder is not going to fit in my
The
luggage.
most important
What do you mean you
news
lost it?
story of your career. The most important political story. Yeah, he had proof, but it got lost in the mail,
Oops.
and his dog ate it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
So most importantly, it's what I said to you yesterday, is that in a war, it's just innocent people.
Yeah.
Innocent people are getting murdered.
Yeah.
And it's because of power and money and ego and all these women, like non-military women,
Yep.
children. You know,
On both sides.
The attack that happened prior to our last attack, we killed hundreds of thousands of civilians.
We're about Pearl Harbor.
Pearl
When
Harbor.
they attacked
in
Pearl Harbor.
general, that's
And
what
the country
happens.
cheered.
It's
We
what
cheered for
I
it.
did a bit about this, and we should put the bit up. By the way, you going to attack America? We build monster trucks for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We invented
right.
a top fuel dragster, 0 to 300 miles an hour in 3 point because we were bored.
We
Piss us off and see what we built.
all of our vehicles are like apocalypse vehicles.
Yeah, well, just come like the stuff. Just imagine all the stuff we don't know we have, like what none of us know.
Yeah.
And the problem with this Israel thing is that, like, so how did this get started again? My whole life, I thought about this driving home. I thought my whole life there has been conflict in Israel and the Middle East. From day one, literally from day one, Israel became its own country. The next day, 5 Arab nations attacked Israel. In October, Hamas out of nowhere flew in hang gliders and whatever and killed 1,300 kids at a rave. Not really the toughest
That's the softest target.
And then they
ever.
raped. Yeah, and they went to
Makes me
Coachella.
sick.
Yeah.
And they raped women and they dismembered women and kids. And then Israel responded. Now, when people get mad about this, people are like, yeah, we're the innocents of Gaza. And I agree with you. But what does Israel do? Like, so, all right. So let's say, all right, Texans, I'll ask you guys, or anybody who actually thinks that Israel doesn't have the right to defend itself. Someone comes into your whatever state you're in. Let's say California. Let's say Mexico attacks and takes half of California and they blow up Coachella, and then they go back. What do? We just say, oh, okay. I just don't quite understand. It's 1,200 years before Christ this shit started.
Yeah.
So again, I don't think it's religion that's a problem, but it's the way people interpret religion is the problem.
I don't even think it's about religion.
But Hamas,
I think that people just say that, but it's really about money and power and ego.
right? But they use religion as the power.
Right.
But Hamas set in their charter, in Hamas's charter, it doesn't say we should all live in peace and harmony. It says all Jews need to die.
Correct, yeah.
So if their stance is all Jews need to die, I'm going to be a little on edge when those people attack me.
I think their flag even has like a head with a sword.
Like
no, there's a machine gun on it.
Whatever they've
Yeah.
said today that offends you, we're sorry. But
We're trying to find the right side. That's the problem.
the
is that
right
we're
side is innocent people
Should
should
be
not die. It's
Yeah.
like I don't ever understand that side of human nature. It's like the same with mass shooters where you're like, no. If you have a problem and your ending scene is you're going to shoot yourself in the parking lot, then just do that.
And imagine you did a bunch. Yeah, imagine. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but innocent people always get swept up into other people's evil. I mean, that's
Even the Israelis are protesting Netanyahu's continued
But now
actions.
they were already protesting him.
But what's
before,
happened now is now that someone pointed this out, that the October attack happened so long ago now, and now it's gone on for so long. Now most Israelis are like, no, all right, we got to end this. Problem is, it's not going to end.
He's
It
not. He
never
said
does.
it's not. This episode brought to you by No Segue. This episode brought to you by AG1. I actually brought visual aids for show and
So
tell
yesterday,
today.
I got up for my breakfast and I put in the AG1, the 2 scoops.
What is it?
Uh,
You don't need. It's 1 scoop of AG1.
oh,
You put it
is
into a
'Cause I didn't
scooper.
do it.
You to put a scooper into your shaker. Shake it up with a little drop of vitamin D3K2. You are done for the day. You
Yep.
don't have to eat all those other vitamins that you pee out. Probiotics, prebiotics. You get all of it. You get immune support. You get better growing hair and nails, which is kind of crazy. Skin. Basically, think of if you could make up for all the nutrient gaps that you have in your diet every day. Obviously, different parts of your body need those different things, and we don't get all of it. So, also gut health. So, AG1. I love this thing. I didn't bring the 10 that I keep it in.
Did you bring any stuff? Any of this?
AG1.
I'm going to leave that here.
It comes no. It
Yes,
comes
no.
like this. No,
'Cause we have
this
one at
is
home.
mine.
No, we
Comes
leave that at
like
home.
this.
I need it at work.
You tear it open. There's a scoop in there. I keep ours. We have a really cool tin for it, and just scoop it out, drop it in there.
Like an old timey tin, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that, and a metal scooper too.
Yep.
And then I put in. I just brought this because we talk about this, and you guys don't ever get to see it. And it's this small.
We are really whoring
Wow.
product today.
Look. So
This
this,
is like
is
QVC
the
going.
D3. This is a D3K2. So scoop in here, a little water, drop of this, shake it up. You're done for the day. And what I love, can I have that?
No, it's going to be subliminally in people's heads.
That plant
I
is
just wanted
growing
to show.
at a rapid rate right now.
Can I? So he and I, we travel all the time. And so if you don't travel all the time, but you just want to take them to work sometimes, this one has 5 of the travel packs in it. This one is what we get because we travel so much.
And on the road, man, again, filming, when you're on the road and you don't have your groceries at home, you need something to fill those gaps, man, because we just rush it
Yes,
up.
we need it. So I take these on the road. Sometimes it's all I eat until we get to the club or the theater in the evening, which I don't recommend. But this is it. That's about how much you use. And I throw those in my suitcase and we take them with us.
Give me those. I need some here. I really do.
I got it. I'll leave you some.
Okay.
So like I said,
You're
probiotics,
not in charge of
prebiotics,
AG1.
gut supporting ingredients. When I buy it, I am. Reduces bloating, helps make your digestion regular, which is such a problem in our diet, in the SAD diet in the United States.
Yeah, yes, across the board, yeah.
Well, not constipation. I didn't mean that for you. In a research study, 97% of participants felt that their digestion improved after 90 days of drinking AG1. So you got to make it a habit. And also in a research study, it doubled the amount of healthy bacteria in the gut. So if you want to just consolidate, stop buying all those vitamins.
Yeah, you know,
and
that cabinet you have
pills
full of 50
and
bottles.
whatever.
You don't need it.
Get AG1 and that's all you have to do for the day. And it really is easier when you're on the road. Used to, I'd take 2 vitamins of this, 1 vitamin of this.
And then also there's that feeling in your gut, even if you eat, when the vitamins are like digesting, this doesn't have that. It just goes down with water. It gets into your system, is absorbed better, and you don't pee it out.
Exactly. So start with AG1. Notice the difference for yourself. It's a great first step in investing in your health. And that's why we partnered with them for so long and obviously love everything they have. So try it and you'll get a free bottle of vitamin D3K2, that little dropper, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/Titus. That's a $48 value for free if you go to drinkag1.com/Titus. Go check it out. I love these. They're actually metal. I like quality design. I learned that from you. Any like little bit of innovation in design.
Yeah, this is nice. Nice. It looks like a glass bottle, but it's not. It's a very nice plastic. It's very
With
nice.
the
And then
metal
a little
top.
metal top on it gives it a little bit. Oh, it's a little wealthy there. It's a little bit. Like,
zhuzh.
it's like Bentley did the top. Like Bentley Rolls Royce did the top. Tim also said something last night. They were talking about guns, and he's like, "I'm a gun owner." He goes, "We got to do something." And he goes, and Walls goes off on this thing about mental health, and then he goes on this thing about we need. And I want to talk about this because he said we need to get better. We need to harden schools. We need to get better doors, better locks, and better windows. And I thought, well, Uvalde, the guy was in the fucking classroom.
Yeah.
So how do we, if we get better doors, locks, and windows, at one point those doors have to open, right?
Yeah.
So explain to me what you mean.
This is the same thing at Ted Cruz. This is full of shit. You can't just
They're full
fucking
of shit.
turn
Yeah.
a children's kindergarten into a fucking penitentiary.
Prison. Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
Vance pointed to mental health and drug use as another cause of gun deaths.
And then Walt says, not all people with mental illness are violent.
He said this idea of stigmatizing mental health, just because you have a mental health issue does not mean you're violent. Sometimes it is just the guns.
There you go.
It's just the guns.
That's a t-shirt.
And I thought
Sometimes
that was a moment.
It is just the guns. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is. And by the way, and he said, we're gun owners. And I've said this for years. People, no one wants to take your guns away. You know, we will actually want to give, if you have to justify that you're qualified to own one. Mm-hmm. Do you want the crazy fucker out there to just randomly be able to walk into any store and buy a gun? You want anybody to just get a random concealed carry permit? A crazy guy?
We have the worst statistics of gun violence
worldwide.
in this country. Oh, fucking worldwide. Exactly. And every other country's figured it the fuck out. And their first response is don't do anything with the gun laws. Don't do anything. Let's just, everybody just arm up. Everybody, even the schools have to arm up.
That's what he said.
Are you, what the
Teachers,
fuck, dude?
You know, like, think about your kindergarten teacher. Mine's a bitch, turns out. But at the time, I thought she was really sweet. And she played a little instrument thing. What's that thing called on your lap?
Like a harp guitar.
I don't play those terrible things like ukuleles. I don't play that. I play real.
It's ukulele.
I'm telling you, bro.
I want to tell about your birthday party, but before I do, Jack Smith just filed a 165-page filing that weaves together witness testimony and never before disclosed evidence in the election subversion case. This is with Judge Chutkan, and this would be because of the Supreme Court ruling. He has to now show what was not an action that he made as president. So
Right.
he has to separate things.
That was not
out.
an official act. He has to
Not
prove
an
that
official act.
he has to prove that all these things that Trump did are not official acts. I just need 780 11,780
votes. Oh, come
Votes.
on, Meg. I can't take it. I can't take it. Jack Smith says that at its core, the defendant's scheme was a private one. There's apparently a lot of witness testimony, which is something that Trump has tried to keep out before the election. And Judge Kutchkin said, no, it can come out, but I'm sure he'll appeal. A private political advisor, not named, 3 days before the election Trump said he's going to declare victory. That does not mean he's the winner. He's just going to say he's the winner. Because they had told Trump that on election day, the tabulation won't be done. And he said, I don't care. He's told advisors, I don't care. I'm going to claim victory before the ballots are fully counted.
Maduro. It's literally third world fucking banana republic shit, and he did it. And then how the fuck is this guy not arrested instantly for trying to subvert the Constitution and our democracy? He should be sitting in a cell right fucking now, and he's flying around in his jet. What is going on? He was best friends with a pedophile. Like, why is this? How is it? We're within the margin of error. How is that fucking possible?
Seriously.
How are you voting for someone who's accomplished and a fucking error? He's a fucking error. He is an error.
He said he's going to be dictator on day one, but we've got evidence of him being a dictator as when he was the president.
When he was the president,
He tried. He definitely tried. Let's say his hamburgers make him seize up. Imagine then Guyliner takes over.
Oh,
That dude is
seriously dangerous.
I just kept thinking, Snake.
He's
with beautiful eyes.
He's a used car salesman, man. And again, he wants a promotion for a job in the job he's doing now. He's not doing. He missed 43 votes, and he wants a promotion. Guys, fuck up your job 43 times, and then say I want to move up to the VP of the company. Go ahead.
That's Trump. Trump,
but his daddy
failed
gave
the job. Of president,
failed it.
Then got voted out by the American people, and now he's saying he wants that job again.
Didn't J.D. Vance say Trump also he had the best economy? No, he didn't. What are you talking about?
Again,
we lost 12 million jobs during his COVID. Even before COVID, he'd fucked the farmers so bad with his tariffs and the trade war, and they want to do tariffs again. How come no one said that last night? Someone goes, I guess Walls did. He goes, I'm sorry. Tariff is a $4,000 tax on the average American. And you say you're going to give them a $4,000 tax credit for the child care? They're going to lose money. What are you talking about?
These fucking debates. And then to counter these fucking blatant lies that are dangerous to the future of the country, you have a minute to respond. Wait. We got to talk about the 49 lies that he just already fucking spewed.
We're not fact checking.
I cannot shovel this much bullshit in a minute. I need a little more time or a backhoe because there's no way I can counter that much bullshit in a minute. And what we've lost is, and here's what they depend on. Here's what the Republicans depend on. And I can tell by all the comments. So when we get comments on our podcast, because I've chosen to be a Democrat because I make more money as a Democrat.
Titus, your time is up.
Yeah.
The next question is, you know what I'm saying?
Fuck. That would be horrible.
Can't even fucking...
I just almost flipped out. So in the middle of it, I can tell by they'd be like, man, you don't know shit about comedy. It used to be funny, and it's all misspelled. Out of the 22 words, they've misspelled 11 of them. And I'm like, you misspelled half of the shit you wrote. So what the Republicans depend on is the stupidity of their base. They depend on it. And by raising $226 million, it proved it. You had a guy that violated the Constitution, tried to get fake votes, actually tried to put fake electors out. It was a plan from the White House. The evidence has been out there. He actually wants to date his daughter. He's anti everything the Bible stands for. And you people keep saying he's a Christian. That means you're stupid. That means you are uneducated and ignorant. Now, I don't listen. You may not like Kamala Harris. I didn't like W, but I met W, and W wasn't a bad guy. I didn't agree with him, but he wasn't a bad guy. We met him.
Phenomenal now in relationship to Trump.
Speaking of looking phenomenal, so this past Saturday, I threw a surprise birthday party for Christopher Titus. I have a couple minutes left to tell This, I don't know what you knew, but
I didn't.
I flew your son in from school. I got your Aunt Kathy and Uncle Dennis down. I got your sister flew in from North Carolina, who's working on Kamala's campaign in North Carolina. My stepdad, your father-in-law,
came in all
flew in from Missouri.
Yep.
So I had to go Saturday. We'd been working on this all along.
Just want you to know that this worked, and then I screwed you up. Like I didn't know any. I obviously didn't know anything because I threw a wrench in it. Yeah.
And Ken was working on the montage video and this thing that we did of 4x4 Prince album covers, but with Titus's face on it, which I think you should throw in here for people to really be able to enjoy.
Guys, go to my Instagram. I put them up on my Instagram. Go to Titus Nation on Instagram. It is. I put them all up there. There's one of them that is so disturbing, and these assholes put it in the center of the display.
I did. I wanted it to be right when you walked out.
It was the most disturbing picture.
Then Saturday morning, had to get up. I've got family coming in. I'm trying to get the house together. You don't know family's coming in. I leave. I meet you and Shauna. We spend a couple hours designing, decorating, because I made it a Prince party, the return of the purple party, and mounting those things, which were hard to mount. And then I get home and I tell you, I got you a massage. So I have an hour and a half. The family is waiting in the neighborhood. Come in.
Oh, really?
Shower, get ready. I make the purple drink in a giant dispenser and send them back in a car about 10 minutes before you came home. I made them hide their luggage, clean up everything so no one's been there. And then I'm just there like, well, I'll take you to dinner for your birthday tonight. Yeah, it was a lot of moving parts. And
here's how I didn't know anything was going on. I go sit down in the living room. I get back from she got a massage for my birthday. I go sit down and I got my computer, just messing around watching TV. And she says, Christopher, hey, what are you doing? Come on. This is when I knew something was up because she started kind of got mad. I went upstairs and I walked and there's this I
didn't get
brand
mad.
new pair,
he
brand new
walked by
pair.
a gift I had laid out on the bed for him.
I'm like, dude, I didn't see it. If I'm not looking for gifts, and this beautiful Barbados jacket, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm dressing up. So we're going out to a nice dinner.
Because at the Prince party before, he always wore something funky because it's the Prince party. Yeah. And I thought if I take him to a surprise Prince party, he'll be like, oh, I just wore whatever. So I got this roughed up purple velvet stand-up collar Barbados jacket. It looked really good on you.
Can't be too crazy. Can't be Liberace crazy.
And we had so many friends that showed up, and everybody
walked around the corner.
We go to Hollywood on Saturday night, which
he bitched about the whole way there.
Not the whole way. I bitched a little bit at the end.
This is why we don't go to Hollywood.
I go. It's interesting that on my birthday you decided to take me on Saturday to Hollywood, and because I still wasn't really. I don't. No one's done shit like that. Like this for me. Rachel gave me a full-on surprise party. So many friends and relatives there, and it was really awesome. It was really great. Thank you so much.
So you guys have been hearing about Jet for years. What's that smell? Sitting in his no underwear and a t-shirt on the couch. You've heard all the bits about Jet.
Who crossed the street? Only had to cross one street. I did a bit to cross 4 times.
So I fly Jet in. And I send him the invitation so he has the address and everything. Mm-hmm. And we're about to leave the house at 7:02. Jet calls. And I go, hey, are you there? And he goes, I'm in the bushes outside. And I go, what? I go, well, go inside. He goes, I'm at your house. You have to get Dad away from the front door because I just rang the doorbell and he's there. And I'm in the bushes now. And I go, what the hell are you doing at my house? You're supposed to be at the party. He goes, the party's here. I go, the party's in Hollywood. This moron is whispering, I'm in the bushes. So
he goes, I didn't get the address. She sent him the invitation.
He says the next day, I didn't get the address. I didn't get the invitation. You just sent me a picture. I go, the picture is the invitation.
Oh my God. Oh no. Jet. Oh,
by the way, Jet can write comedy and he's still Jet.
He's a boy.
He's still Jet. And he's like me. I walk past a gift on this, I don't even pay attention to it.
You guys have a Ring camera too, right? Does that record it?
I had unplugged the cameras so that he didn't see our family coming and going.
Oh, okay.
But for whatever reason, the bell didn't ring. So he just heard Christopher there. And so I said, go to Hollywood. So 5 minutes and then we leave, which made us late because I'm waiting for his son to leave the bushes.
Oh my God.
So
and then we still beat him.
So, and by the way, these people came and got ready at the house and she kept me away. Like it literally, like if anything had gone a little bit wrong, it was over.
It was like a Ruth Goldberg. What is that?
Oh, and then I had Michaela Deet. If you guys haven't heard her sing, she was on AGT.
Purple Rain. Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Nobody should ever cover Purple Rain except her.
Yep, she killed
Because
it.
it was insane. And then she sang Happy Birthday to You, and it was really
David
beautiful.
Spiro and Lee Aronson and
everybody.
all
We
of
had
our
friends there that were in
Barb
costume,
from
but he
Flower.
didn't know it was them until we were on our way home. Who
Fucking
are those
my buddy
guys?
Tony shows up with two buddies and they're so fucking costumed up I didn't recognize them.
Like a Prince convention. They were fucking head to toe.
Yeah, like just dress like you wearing cool shit. Don't dress
No,
as
I
Prince.
thought they were awesome.
They were awesome, but I didn't recognize them and I feel bad. I was like, who the fuck are these fucking guys?
Is this a tribute
the whole
band?
night, and they never came over and said shit to me.
Oh, they didn't?
Probably thought you were busy.
You were
or
maybe-
they were like, wow, he's rude.
Wow, Titus is a dick.
Actually, I saw on the video that Scotty Pfeiffer hugged you as soon as you walked in, but he had on a long blonde wig and he's bald in real life. And you just kind of hugged him and then moved on. Like, you had no idea who it was. It was really fun.
I got to talk to him. I want to yell at both of them. Him
people.
and Brian. I'm like, we assholes. You got to say, it's me.
Yeah.
You don't know you look exactly like you're not. You look like you're not you right
It
now.
was really fun. Anyway,
It was fun. And everybody,
we just want you to see those album covers, though. So.
go to Titus Nation on Instagram. You'll see him. And there's the Love Sexy album cover is the most disturbing,
He's naked.
concerning thing. And also, I said this at the
Here's
party.
your sister too. Your sister is
She's
is
amazing.
you. She is freaking awesome. But she is like you and your dad. She goes, yeah, I looked at that. It's Prince's body. It's a small man's body.
Yes.
And she goes, and I just kept thinking that picture kind of looked like you and your body. And I was like, oh,
Your body.
well, thank you for
Your
that.
body.
Oh, and what they did, you do the graphics, right? Did you do all the graphics?
Yes.
He put an Apollonia in the Purple Rain cover. Apollonia is Ray.
me,
Yeah. yeah.
She's standing in the back, and it's Ray.
The dogs are there.
If you
So
zoom
that's
in.
what he was working on in any spare time he had and doing the video.
So then, if you guys, and by the way, thank you. We had over 100,000 on the Armageddon update last week, but we were here late, and Ken was working so hard. It was a long one. It was a really long one.
It was like a double.
It was like a double
like a
album.
double.
Yeah, it was definitely a double album. And so I'm here, and I don't realize. I thought Ken was getting stressed, and I'm like, "Well, it's okay, it'll be good." And he's like, he wanted me to
He
get the
wanted you
fuck
to
out of here.
leave.
so he
I
could
kept looking at him like, you're still here. You can go. You can go now.
I'm not
I got
going.
this.
Because he didn't want to come back on Saturday to get all the lights
Yes.
and the Prince party
He was gonna,
stuff.
like, wreck
he
my-
wanted to take it home and then just come right over to the venue.
So I
on
totally
Saturday.
destroyed us. Apologies.
If you want to see us not do any of this, we are going to be at Pub Station in Billings, Montana, Friday night. That would be October 4th. And then October 5th, we're going to be in Bozeman again at the Ellen Theater. We love that theater.
Bozeman, Ellen Theater, guys, go see that gig. It's
Please come
the new.
see us.
It's all new material. All new material. Not carrying monsters anymore. All new material.
Yay.
All right, now we're gonna do 4 years ago or 2 years ago, depending on what Ken picked.
He doesn't know.
No, it's 4 years ago. I
Okay.
think. Is it? Yeah, it is. It's 4 years ago.
Okay.
4 years ago today. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Trump,
Who was president? Trump was president.
Trump was
Okay,
president.
got it.
if we can call him that, Trump says China should investigate the Bidens. So only 3 months after.
Not our DOJ.
No. China.
China.
Our enemy, our sworn enemy,
Yes,
should
yes.
investigate Joe Biden.
Joe
Okay.
Biden, who was not president. And this is the exact same thing that he did with Hillary Clinton in 2016.
Correct.
He asked Russia
Correct.
to find the Hillary Clinton missing emails.
Correct.
I think
So-
he'll be rewarded greatly.
This guy has called upon our enemies,
Enemies to
global
go after,
power
yes.
enemies,
Right.
to go after his political rivals.
Right, and I'm sure there's a lot.
Fucking dictator. He's a fucking dictator.
Yes.
All right, let's jump ahead to better times.
Yeah.
This same time in 2023, this is the same 2 years into Biden's presidency. Joe Biden announced that he approved $9 billion in student loan forgiveness for 125,000 Americans.
Which then Republicans screwed up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because God forbid we should educate people or give them
they can't.
preventative health
It goes
care.
back to what I said. You can't.
I know.
If we educate them, they won't vote Republican.
Right.
Like the smarter I got, the more I realized how bad we were getting fucked.
Also, go check out our new merch. This is the ladies' tee.
Guys, quit.
Or it's for your guy if he likes tiny tees. Quit being weird t-shirts. I like your green one. I want a green one.
Yeah, new tour guy. It's one of the. I'm using the phrase and the thing because, by the way, whether you're asking me to call you a pronoun when I can just your name is Phil, whatever. Quit being weird.
Phil, my name is.
If you're talking about you wanted to run women's vagina and ban books, you're fucking weird. Quit being fucking weird.
Everybody's so weird.
So quit being
Even
weird.
doing this surprise party, boy, are people weird. Wow.
Yeah. Weddings, funerals, parties.
Just
people
trying to plan, very busy, trying to plan a party. Just figure your shit out and leave me alone and people's feelings and this and that. It was a lot. And I will never do that again until you turn 100.
Can I say this? It was such a amazing thing and such a amazing display of love for me and I'm not used to it. As you could say, I got weird a couple of times because we're not used to it. Like he was raised like I was raised and we're not used to it. We're like, I bother everybody that came to this party. I bother. Like that came up a lot.
I said to Peter Nelson, your attorney.
Well, one of my favorite people.
He's such an awesome human being that I said to him, he said, what made you do all this? And I said, I wanted him to feel his heartbeat on the timeline of his life for just a moment. I wanted him to feel that and see the effect of it. And he just looked at me for the longest time and he goes, wow.
Yeah, thanks, Yoda.
Feel his heartbeat, I do.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. For myself, the lovely bombshell Ray and the Highlander. Later, go to Montana.
Out.
They're going to be the other one.
Bye, guys.